Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another throwback review for this week's Year of the Dead series. This one is my review for arguably what is my all-time favorite episode of The Walking Dead series ever. This one is my review, my throwback review for episode 5 of season 9, Rick Grimes' last episode, titled What Comes After. Alright guys, this is going to be doing another video today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another video for the Year of the Dead series throwback reviews. This one is doing a throwback review for one of all my, well, actually no, it is my favorite episode of The Walking Dead entire series. This one is for the Rick Grimes final episode, season 9, episode 5. Now, rewatching this episode again and getting this voted in, I was super thrilled about because honestly, this is an episode that I'm surprised I didn't review up until this point. Now, Year of the Dead series, I will as well make sure to mention that we were halfway through because we're in July. Year of the Dead, I've had a few questions about it, like, oh, like, you know, are you going to stop Year of the Dead when the final season starts releasing, Dan? Stuff like that. No, Year of the Dead is literally going to continue until the very, very end of the year, where we do throwback reviews for old episodes. It's in a way to honor the final year of The Walking Dead. So, because I know there have been a few questions about that, like how long is it going to go for? It's going to be until the end of the year. And then next year, there'll be a new series, which will be revealed at the end of the year that we do on Saturdays. So, anyway, enough about that. Let's get into the actual review now. So, man, this is without a doubt my favorite episode of The Walking Dead. This was the one time in the history of Walking Dead where I actually bawled my eyes out over a character, seriously. And then I was happy 2 seconds later when he's saved. I mean, honestly, Rick, there's just no character like Rick Grimes. There isn't. And watching an episode like this is really what reminds me of that. So, we literally pick up literally minutes, or even seconds, I would argue, you know, after the end of episode 4. And, you know, he's hallucinating. He's telling himself, his younger self, to wake up out of the coma. And really good setup there at the beginning when you see the helicopters flying into the city and stuff like that too, right? So that's kind of cool how they did that. And he gets himself out of there. He gets himself back on the frickin' worst horse in the history of horses. And, yeah, he starts riding on the road, and I love it. He's riding on the road just like Atlanta, and this time the walkers are following him. That is so cool. So, anyway, then you've got Jadis. She's obviously preparing to leave. She's, you know, ready to go to CRM and, you know, make her deal and stuff like that. But she needs an A, right? She is obligated to have an A if she wants to join them. We also have the B plot in this episode, which is like Maggie and, you know, her kind of mission to go kill Negan, which, let's talk about that for a second. She confronts Michonne, and she really does make a good point, is that if Negan would have butchered Rick like that, Negan would have been dead a long time ago. So, you know, stop acting like she could just kind of turn it off. You know, she's tried, it can't happen. And Michonne gives her the keys, and she lets her go in there and decide what she's going to do with them, right? And that's pretty crazy, that she literally manages to get Negan in tears on the ground like that, begging her to kill him. That really was unexpected to me. And, you know, I typically, with an episode like this, with Rick Grimes' final episode, I would have been pissed off that there's even a plot to interrupt that. But this is literally the perfect plot to interrupt that. It's perfect. Because Negan and that confrontation, it had to happen. Because they were doing the time skip afterwards, which therefore Lauren would be leaving the show. So I love how they did a rendition of issue 174, except they did it in the jail arc. They did it in the storyline there to show you how broken he was. Because that's one of the things that I'll admit about the comic that I felt like they didn't do that well, is showing how broken Negan really is. They established that very much better in the actual TV show. I'll actually say that. And it really proves in this scene. But she doesn't kill him. She does not kill Negan. She gives the keys right on back. And then they find out there's trouble at the bridge. Now, let's talk about these hallucinations. We've got the return of Shane, which was insane. That was absolutely out of this world when Shane came back. And the conversation between the two of them is so cool. Like, you know, you're such an asshole. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm the asshole, you know? Same as you, really. And he's like, oh, you think I'm an asshole? Hey, I don't think it, man. I know you're an asshole. So, I love it. Their interaction was absolutely fantastic. They're eating, like, the burgers and fries as well, too. Rick may want to clean his hands, but anyway, they're eating that. And, of course, you've got, you know, kind of the scene where he kind of jump scares it, and he's just like, you know, wake up, and then it goes back, right? So Rick fights some of the walkers, he gets back on the horse, and then we get the next one, which this one was the saddest. This one was the absolute most devastating one. Herschel. Seeing Herschel come back and having the reunion with him and Rick. And I love it, too. It's beautifully shot. You know, they're standing there in the barn. You've got the sunset there. It's incredible. Seeing Herschel talk about his grandson, seeing him talk about, you know, Maggie and stuff, and, you know, everything that she's lost, and it's so cinematic, and it hurts me even more knowing that actor, Scott Wilson, was literally, like, passing away, like, literally, like, a little bit later after that. Like, you know, the actor literally died, like, a couple months later, I think, literally, is what it was. So, that is just absolutely out of this world, and that was easily the best return. Now, we do get the don't open, or I think it said this time, open dead inside, which is also a really cool rendition of that as well, too. That is a nostalgia trip all day, seriously. And they do the accurate issue 100 variant cover of the dead bodies with Rick standing around it. I mean, that was so cool. And you get the return of Sasha, which, okay. Sasha, like, it wasn't a bad return or anything, but I must say, I would have much preferred Glenn. Especially since they're mirroring a issue 100-like clip. Having Stephen Yeun come back for that would have been phenomenal, you know? And I would have loved it if after a speech with Glenn and kind of saying, like, you got them here, and Rick is still doubtful or something, maybe Glenn's like, hey, don't be a dumbass, you know? You did all this. That was you, Rick. You did all this. You brought everybody together, you know? That would have been just, that would have been so good. Like, this is my favorite episode of the show, but that would have, like, instantly just made it skyrocket even higher, to be honest. So, I don't know. Seeing Glenn return would have been better than Sasha, but, again, we got Sasha, you know, whatever. Teach their own. I know some people like it. I'm okay with it, but, you know, Herschel and Shane is really what made it for me. And then you get the bridge, right? So you've got the camp that's fallen after the battle. Still kind of wish we saw what happened in the battle, but that's an episode 4 problem, not an episode 5 problem. So anyway, he leads the dead across the bridge, and you've got Michonne that shows up and saves him, which I was like, damn it. You know, obviously, we find out that was not real. She wakes up. She wakes Rick up, I should say. And, you know, he leads the walkers across the bridge. And honestly, this is a damn leader. This is, you know, what a guy. Honestly, what a leader. What a phenomenal character. Literally dying, bleeding out like crazy, injured, leads the walkers over the bridge to get them away from his people. And sacrifices himself and considers dying. Like, he literally thought he was killing himself there, just so Michonne and Daryl and the others can live. The music, the cinematography, the character of Rick, I mean, honestly, what more could you ask for? Like, seriously. And I've never seen a roller coaster of emotion when you see the look on Daryl's face, which just absolutely broke me when I first watched it. I literally cried watching that. And you think that Rick is dead. They make you sit through like 5-10 minutes of commercials. They bring you right on back. You're depressed. You find out Rick is still alive, and he's saved by Jadis. And you figure out that he's actually going to live on. He's going to survive. Like, just incredible. Incredible. And the music they use as he's taken away in the helicopter is phenomenal. It's the Season 1, Episode 1 music. I mean, oh man, absolutely incredible. And I honestly, like, I just get chills even just talking about it because I want these movies to happen. Especially after watching this episode. These movies need to happen. Gimple, get off your ass and do these movies. Like, seriously, what is going on here? Like, you've got such a phenomenal exit. You had such a phenomenal idea, yet you're wasting it. Honestly, absolutely ridiculous. And then they skyrocket us into the time skip. We get the time skip from the comics. We get Magnus Group, which is awesome. That's really comic accurate. And that final just little nudge is the young Judith. Phenomenal ending. What a way to introduce us into what comes next. Absolutely. Well, what comes after, right? So that is episode 5 of season 9. That's Rick's last episode. It goes up in quality, if that. I mean, this is like, if there was anything I could give higher than a 10 out of 10, I would give it, you know? But this is without a doubt a 10 out of 10. I love the episode. It's absolutely amazing. Seeing what they did with Rick, how they handled that exit, was so much better than I was thinking they were going to do it, honestly. So, anyway, let me know in the comment section below what do you guys think about this episode. Looking back after all this time, still no update on where this freaking character is, even after all this time. So much to where we can do a throwback review, and we still don't know where this episode goes from here. But, anyway, that is it for this video, guys. Make sure, of course, if you're new here, to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos for The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys very soon for another video for The Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
My God, no!